Wow, what a nothing burger that was, except for one thing that he said. I'm still in charge. I have final call. They're sticking to that story, huh?
That's a whopper. That's the biggest thing.
I'm going to say maybe three things stood out in that press conference. Number one, he was nervous to be up there. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And that's not the first time that's happened. That happened last year during training camp when he had his press conference. He is not comfortable in front of that microphone talking to the press. Press conferences with the press.
A lot of press here.
He doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Deer in the headlights. So I just wonder. I wonder how does that translate when he's sitting there hammering out through a tough negotiation with a high-powered NFL agent, how that conversation goes. Or how those conversations go when he's on the phone dealing with a more experienced general manager on the other end of the line. How does that play out? Think about that as a fan when you heard the start of that press conference, okay? Number two, he said, I'm in charge. I have the final say on the roster.
Wow.
And number three, he said it would not be responsible to spend all the cap space.
Well, that's true to an extent.
No, it isn't. The cap is phony baloney. And I said it a week ago. I said, are we going to go through that stupid thing again where we've got to have $15 million in free space to be responsible for things that come up in the season? Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, sure. That's just a way to say you're not spending as much as you should. And I got a little sense there that there's some of that already beginning. Oh, my. Can you imagine if that's real and he's really calling the final say on things?
I can't believe he has the last call.
He's breaking the ties?
Yep.
This was not smart to keep him around, man. Not smart.
Well, you know who to blame directly.
Yeah, the owner. The owner of the team. Ownership. This was not a good idea. We heard that same stuff last year. There's no Eliot guys. There's no Gerard guys. There are Patriot guys. Yeah, their names are Chuksa Okorafor and Jalen Polk.
Taki.
And Javon Baker.
Taki.
Right? And they took some swings, though, as he told you today. We took some swings.
Whoops.
Well, the swings are Ridley and Ayuk. You know that.
Well, I would say Ridley was a check swing. And
I don't know if they went all the way around.
Ayuk was a big swing. They were swinging for the fences.
They pretty much had a deal done.
I give him more credit for Ayuk than I do Ridley.
Yeah, because that had some moving parts to it.
Yeah, they had to put in work on that one. Oh man. This is not the guy you want breaking the ties and running things.
I don't want him picking another receiver in the draft.
Seriously, the thing at the beginning, which is not anything he said, but how he sounded, is alarming.
Well, I think he felt, first of all, responsible. He did echo that.
Last season, ultimately, the roster was on me. We were 4-13.
He's quivering.
Was he going to cry? There's no crying in football.
Not here.
No, your 13-year-old in Jacksonville had much more of a presence on the podium yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I told you yesterday, and you mocked me, McCone. Gladstone is a better pick than Eliot Wolf.
Where do the nerds eat at night?
Did you catch Gladstone yesterday at the Combine, by the way?
Yeah.
Dude commands the room. Say what you want. Yeah, he's, new age football weirdo.
He reminds me of the guy.
McGee over there, but he's got it together, man.
He reminds me of the guy that worked with the woman in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, the Josh Duhamel movie. He's the nerd from the store. Look it up.
I know who it is.
It's it is his freaking
from
doppelganger.
that 70s show, right?
Yeah.
He's the doppelganger from it. It hit me just now.
Gladstone. So hot right now.
Gladstone.
And you got the quivering lip up there. Eliot Wolf representing the Patriots today. The roster was my fault. I'm sorry.
It's one of the C's, crying.
Yeah, the fifth C, crying. By the way, he did mention he talks to his dad every day, which is nice. I like that. That's nice, and he's got a good relationship. And then he cracks a joke about how he doesn't know how many games his dad watched last year, indicating the team was so bad he couldn't bear to watch it.
Disgusted by the roster that I put together.
Telling his kid to change your name. I'm happy that you got the gig, but I don't want this coming back. I don't want them putting the Packer way on the desk out there in Boston to mock my success.
Have you not read?
That is such a bad look, that press conference. The optics of it suck.
I felt two totally different ways from Vrabel's yesterday to this one today.
Oh, that does not instill any confidence in your fan base when you trot him out. That's why he doesn't talk. That's why we haven't heard from him since training camp. That's why they hide him.
He knows
smart.
it's going to get picked
It's
apart.
good PR to hide this guy. Yeah. It'd be better PR to move on from him. I don't know, man. I don't love that there's any sort of situation that Eliot needs to break the tie in. We should draft this guy. No, I think we should draft this guy. Travis Hunter falls to 4. Eliot says, let's draft Travis Hunter. Mike Vrabel says, no, that wasn't our plan. I don't have interest in that player. I want Mason Graham. I want Will Campbell. What are we doing? And you're on the clock, and you've got 10 minutes to figure it out.
If I'm Vrabel, and then you think this is going to come to blows or whatever, I'd have a tape ready to go. Like, just, watch these blocks right here. Watch these tackles. Watch Drake get hit here. Watch this one. Watch this one. Taking a tackle. Okay.
And I'll tell you how that happens, because I know what people will say. Well, it doesn't matter because that's sorted out beforehand. They have their rankings. They have their board. What if in those rankings, someone in the room doesn't put up a fight that on their big board, Travis Hunter is ranked higher because they have zero belief that he's going to fall to 4. And then it happens in real time and they say, oh, bleep. No, I don't want this. I know that we put him at, but no, I don't want this guy. I want Mason Graham, who's ranked next on our board. Well, what do you mean? We settled on this being the order.
What Schefter raps you have today?
That's how that stuff happens.
Cleveland's going to take quarterback now? Potentially take a quarterback.
That's what Schefter said yesterday.
So that's going to give you either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter potentially. Great.
Maybe the shoulder injury for Carter is a concern for some team. Maybe there's some
concerned.
Maybe there's some concern about his medicals. He's not going to work out at the combine.
Better go get Myles Garrett then. That's going to cost you a lot.
By the way, in the age of AI, T-Bone had screen grabbed us a story the other day that was written about Carter and his injury and how it's going to impact his combine. And now it said he wouldn't be throwing at the combine now.
And potentially slipped at the second round now, you know?
Well, now we're not going to get a chance to see him throw.
Stop it.
Can he spin it?
Yeah, but you understand why that stupid crap happens. It's like, you leave it up to the robots.
Dumbass, yeah.
The robots think he's a quarterback now. Man, I'm just shocked that could happen. That they're going to have that.
I wasn't expecting that.
Well, especially after yesterday when you didn't hear Mike Vrabel say Eliot Wolf's name a single time.
Nope.
Maybe there's an internal battle that's already begun. Manny in New Hampshire, what'd you make of the press conference?
Hey, I don't know if you guys caught Wolf's comment on the meat of the draft is in the middle rounds. I'm wondering if he's already thinking of trading down.
Well, that's what it means when you have a weak draft. That when round 2 starts, that's 2 and 3.
He did tend to kind of point that out. He made a point to make sure that
he said
everybody heard
meteor
that.
Meteor in the middle.
Yeah, so what happens is teams give players grades. When you do all this scouting and you prepare for the draft, and you may not have 10 guys that are with first-round grades. In a really bad draft year, most first-round grades you might have is 10 guys. So that tells you that they're grading out a lot of these guys as second, third, fourth-round picks. Not a sexy draft. But players in the middle there.
I don't think he's wrong to be saying that, but I also think when he references wide receiver, and that's the context of that comment, which is what it was. He mentioned wide receiver being sort of the proof of that. I think, no. Nope. No, please no.
Not after last year.
No more N'Keal Harrys, no more Tyquan Thorntons, no more Bakers and Polks. No, thank you. Mark in Providence. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys mentioned this, but the other shot I thought he took was Vrabel yesterday when he was talking about the trenches. He mentioned the Super Bowl. And then Eliot Wolf goes, well, games are won in the trenches, not just like the Super Bowl. I thought that was, the way he said it, I thought it was a little bit of a shot.
Oh, I don't know. I think
he's just capping it off. That's right. That game was won in the trenches. That's the point he's making, not just You're not just looking at the Eagles because they won the Super Bowl. You're looking at them because they won it in the trenches. He knows that. Come on. I don't think it's a shot at Vrabel at all.
I mean, I don't even think he's got it in him to take a shot at Vrabel.
I don't either. He kicked his ass.
No.
He was up there stammering to begin the thing. He was going to start crying up there. Talking about last year's roster.
I'm glad he feels bad for it.
And this is not.
Because you got to, instead of passing the buck, hey, it's my fault.
It's not a critique of any of the questions. I thought his questioning was fair and was not exactly a situation that was hard to deal with. They weren't throwing super hard or uncomfortable questions at him.
I would have liked somebody to follow up on the comment he had last week of the season, where he said, when we put these guys in that room with them, we thought they would be coached up to play and be ready to go. Some of them. Polk, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, my question today would have been, it's not related to the combine, but it would have been a little more salacious. It would have been, Eliot, why'd you dump on your coaches to Henry McKenna in the final week of the season? Can you expand on that? And why did you feel the need to do it in week 17?
The coaches, by the way, that you had a huge hand in actually hiring for for that staff.
Right. And the coaches who you probably knew were getting fired at that point in the year, because I don't think they made that decision the day of the game. I don't think they had Gerard Mayo fired with a statement and they made the call on that day. That call was made prior to the final week of the season. And that's what I would have said. I would have said, Eliot, why the need to do that? What were you why the need to scratch that itch in the final week of the season? Did you dump on those guys?
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.